We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The ball carrier.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
At the 48-yard line.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Derrick Henry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
You ain't going nowhere. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Going for Boykin, but it is intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. That right there is the inauspicious start that they were hoping to avoid, the turnover on the first possession.
I love how you use those college-bound words like that, inauspicious. Well done. I really appreciate that. But here's the thing for me. I'm just wondering if their game plan is incorrect. You know, I think they felt like they could come in and throw it around pretty well. That interception early, they may rethink how they go about attacking.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9. Throwing his Wentz. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 1st and 10. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Mike, 53. 53.
From the gun, it's Carr. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Odell Beckham, 30 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here 1st and 10. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Carrier. He's brought down at the 31. A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
To Michael Thomas.
They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
1st down, Steelers.
On 1st down, Wentz. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody oh, he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 36 yards on the play.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Brought down at the 2-yard line.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
Lining up for the point after.
And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And we are tied at 7. Boy, tie game, 1st quarter, but still they're going to go with the onside kick. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, and I think they got it. Yes, the Steelers have it. I can't say that's something you see often, but it worked out for them. Tie game, they try to get the ball back, and they do.
You know, when I was a kid, my dad used to give me a lot of tales about this guy called Old Mo. I never knew who Old Mo was. Now I do. It's Old Momentum, and they want to keep riding it.
Old Mo. Is that a true story? Or?
True story.
Oh, I love your pops. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he works works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
Dalvin Cook, the ball carrier.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. He probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On second down, Cook. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Davis on the tackle. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
7-7, our score after 1.
The score tied 7-7.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
5. And a Steeler first down.
Now a man who played high school ball here in LaGrange, Texas, J.K. Dobbins. The 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins, 42 yards. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to him and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Throwing on first down is Carr. Hunter Henry brings it in. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down, here's Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
At the 44-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12.
Behind the chain, second and 12. Shotgun now for Carr. And here he's got Graham. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one covers 29 yards. First down. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. They'll run with Henry. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. No gain on the so stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action.
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Back to the ground, this time Cook. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wentz. That's caught by Howard. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much since. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Go. Check. Lucky. Check it.
Now a handoff as they run left side. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And now here's a carry heading left. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Now a handoff as they run left side. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Cook. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Dalvin Cook, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Steelers 21, Texans 14. Greg Zuerlein sent.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've get.
This is intercepted. Picked off by Rock Ya-Sin. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. This one caught left side by Cooper. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Touchdown,
Amari Cooper, 71 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
You said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. You're under 30 seconds to go. Field position not great. Time to call it a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, you know we all have that little extra gene that says let's push the envelope a little bit, right? What needs to be going through the play caller's mind right now, a potential fumbled snap that can get returned, a strip sack that can get returned, right? Any of those types of plays, that should be a deterrent to calling something that could get you in big trouble.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Carr. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
29. And we got Mike, number 50.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. He's going to wind up and air it out. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Starting the third quarter with Cook. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Wentz. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Dalvin Cook.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
A second down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
4-yard gain on the play. First down, Pittsburgh.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. And now here's a carry heading left. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Watch out with any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
So much about defending the pass is being able to be right there at the moment the ball gets to the receiver, and he was right in his hip pocket, helping force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. That'll be complete to Cook. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. That's to his running back, complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run with Cook. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. They He stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
To the running back.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And this one also slow and developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. To throw is Wentz. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They do get 8 out of the pitch and catch. However, it's 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Henry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Carr completes it, and taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup of 12. 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
From the 38, Carr. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. But now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down.
Intended for Jakeem Grant. Incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Houston, it's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. An opportunity for them to salt this game away after that 4th down stop we just witnessed as they hold a commanding 3-score lead in the 4th quarter. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete from the...
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
10 yards to go.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Wentz gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Complete.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
A gain of 12.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7. Now a run with Cook. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Wentz. And he finds Howard complete. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
The ball carrier.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Again, it's Cook. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. A nice 1st down pickup on a gain of 6.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 27-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He's able to get 6, a nice pickup down to the 21.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. He can rack up those tackles in bunches in the run game from that middle linebacker spot.
And what he has to do is make sure he congratulates the guys in front and tells them thanks a lot, because as the guy in the middle, the Mike linebacker, you're counting on your front 3, your front 4, front 5, whatever you've got in front of you to take up all the blocking, allow you to roam and hit, and that's what he did on that play.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You've got to know as a quarterback that it's going to be tough to outthink this guy in the defensive backfield. He's been at it 11 years now, so he knows all the ins and outs of the position, and he's in the right spot there to come up with the interception.
He's going to let it fly. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down.
Incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Derrick Henry. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
The 22-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the Texans' 27-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Wentz to throw. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. He got 29 yards that time. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Henry. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Pass intended for Jakeem Grant. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. One final try now for Carr. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
Texans 20.
Well, an interesting finish to this one. They get in the end zone at the end of the game. Then they went for two. It wouldn't be over, but they didn't get that two-point conversion.
I think trying to get the 2 points, that was for pride for them. But obviously the guys on the other side of the ball had some pride too. They stopped the two-point play, even though, as you noted, it did not matter. So both teams battled to the end.
So for Pittsburgh, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.